What is going on, my Houston Texans family? Welcome back to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I am your host, Ruben Calvillo. You guys could also find me on Spotify. Just type in Believe in the Houston Texans in the search bar. And if you are new to the channel, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. So last night, we talked about the possibility of the Houston Texans adding Lamar Jackson, the 2019 NFL MVP. But if we wanted to do that, we would have to give up our number 2 overall pick this year, our first round pick next year, whichever is the highest between ours and Cleveland's, and then you would have to make Lamar Jackson the highest paid quarterback in the NFL because you are also giving him a new contract. I think it is absolutely worth it. Let's not forget what we got for Deshaun Watson, who wasn't even in the conversation of being an MVP. 3 firsts, 2 fourths, 1/3. I think if you are the Houston Texans, you could pull the trigger. But when you move to Jimmy G, who once again, Jimmy Garoppolo and the Houston Texans have been linked together about the possibility of him being the quarterback in week 1. And I first look at the familiarity part of it. Well, DeMeco Ryans has spent the last 3 or 4 years with Jimmy G. He knows what Jimmy G could do. Let's not forget, Jimmy Garoppolo was one missed throw away from having a Super Bowl ring. He will be the best quarterback since Deshaun Watson played for the Houston Texans. You also got to tie in Bobby Slowick, first-time offensive coordinator, first-time calling plays. He would want someone he knows is familiar with this offense and can be successful with this offense. Before Jimmy G got hurt this year, he had the 49ers at a 7-3 record. He doesn't turn the ball over. And the only reason why we are talking about Jimmy Garoppolo is because CBS reporter Jonathan Jones, who is pretty spot on most of the time, there was a growing push within the Houston Texans organization to sign quarterback Jimmy Garoppolo in free agency. And we've talked about Jimmy G, before, and we say the only way that we should sign him is if he comes as a mentor role. And as the article goes on, it says the Texans' plan for the 2023 season is to sign free agent Jimmy G and play him while also drafting a quarterback in the first round of the upcoming draft. The plan would be to sit the quarterback for a year and allow him to develop before taking over the starting role. You also have to add in Jimmy G. He's not really the healthiest player, so there might be a situation where our rookie QB just has to step up because of potential Jimmy G injury. Nonetheless, this is the only scenario I see for the Houston Texans and for Jimmy G being a part of the red, white, and blue here. I think DeMeco Ryans and Nick Caserio will have to have a conversation with him and say, as of right now, you are the starting quarterback. This is your team. Do what you can do. Right? Make a name for yourself. This is a contract year for you. You could only sign Jimmy G for 1 to 2 years. You don't have to break the bank on Jimmy G. I don't think a lot of other NFL teams will be offering 20+ mil for Jimmy Garoppolo services. Nonetheless, you kind of put this in a way where you can make a name for yourself here and kind of get yourself a final payday. But also, we do have a potential franchise QB just waiting on the bench. And here's where it gets interesting. No matter who your guy is, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, you can still draft those guys at 2 with Jimmy G. If you like a Will Levis, if you like an AR-15, well, you could trade back from 2 to a 5 to a 6. I don't think any of these QBs making out of the top 12. With Jimmy G, it takes the pressure off DeMeco Ryans and Nick Caserio. You are getting a proven quarterback. It opens up their options of if they could take a chance on an AR-15 who I'm starting to fall in love with. He measured great at the combine. The only thing is you just need to develop him into an actual quarterback, and there is no doubt that he could get there. But with Jimmy G, you can have these conversations. With Lamar Jackson, he is the starter. With David Carr, he's the starter. With Aaron Rodgers, he is the starter. It gets interesting to see what the Houston Texans are going to do. However, you guys let me know what you think. Should we sign Jimmy G? Should we not sign him? As always, go Texans. Y'all have a blessed day.